Alrighty, for our measuring tape basics part 4, we're going over a actual part of a lot of measuring tapes, especially more modern tapes, measuring tapes. I was teaching a class and some of my students asked if I could give them new tape measures. And yes, the tape measures had been used, but they weren't that bad off and weren't broken or anything. They were wanting ones that weren't broken, so I was slightly confused. But what they were referencing was the end here, and if you listen closely you can hear it going back and forth, and it does go back and forth, but it's meant to do that. It's not actually broken. So I will draw it out and demonstrate it there. Alrighty, so we have our measuring tapes are curved, but I'm just having it flat for the sake of demonstration. There will be 2 points that you'd want your piece. We're gonna have our metal piece. It's gonna have some sort of rivets in there, and mind you, there's no space between the metal piece and the actual tape. On the other hand, it will move to where it can be away from it some. And I've had students and punks wonder why it moves back and forth. Wouldn't that actually throw off our measurements? Not if you use it properly. So what that part does, when it moves back and forth, if we're wanting to measure up against something, say I'm trying to measure up against my hand for some reason, I push it in, it will be pushed in just like this piece. And because this is 1/16 inch, if it didn't move all the way up against this, we would have an extra 16th to our measurement. So we would have an extra 16th. Now, when we're trying to measure against something, so say we have a piece of metal, a 2x4, and we're wanting to pull and find out how long it is, it will push it out and it will give it that space of 1/16 inch. So when it presses up against it, it's 1/16, so we will not have the tape that extra 16th as we would any other inch. It's actually slightly short of the first inch by 1/16 inch, because that is for this metal piece. So technically the first inch of the measuring tape is 15 sixteenths, excuse me, 15 sixteenths inch long, whereas we have 16 sixteenths for every other inch, every single inch going afterwards. So when we pull it out against something, it will move slightly out. This space right there, that much, is 1/16 inch. But also, the piece of metal is 1/16 inch. So the measuring tape is not, in fact, broken. It is operating how it is designed to operate. So, hope that helps. If y'all thought you had a broken measuring tape, or if it helps on using it more efficiently, that is why the metal piece on the end moves back and forth that little bit. It's 1/16, so it helps you measure your projects better.